Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking to boost your income and get paid more for your work, you're at the right place. Today we're going to dive into actionable strategies on how you can add more value in your job or your business. Let's get started. All right, first off, let's talk about what we mean by value. Okay, in any job or business, value is essentially the benefit that you're providing to your employer or to your customers. The more value that you add, the more justified you are in asking for a raise, being promoted, or charging higher rates to your customers. So, how can you add more value? Let's break it down. First off, tip number one, gain a better education. Invest in yourself. The job market is always evolving, so staying current is key in today's world. Consider taking additional courses. There are tons of online courses that you can take. Community colleges offer great courses at reasonable prices. Maybe some university courses, depending on what your position is or what your market is, what you're trying to accomplish. We want something that's going to be valuable to earn money today or as soon as possible. Consider taking some certification courses if that is relevant to your industry. So investing in education not only makes you more valuable, but it shows your employer that you are willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do, that you're willing to make yourself better and more valuable to the company, so you can add more value to the boss. Sees that as adding value to him, right? But also you're adding value to yourself. If the day comes when you're not working for that particular boss, you still have that value that you can add to another boss or to your own business. It shows your employer that you're serious about your career. Tip number two, be proactive. Don't wait to be assigned everything. Don't wait to be told everything. The proactive person gets the worm, right? Early bird gets the worm, kind of. So proactive, you're looking for the gaps that you see, things that aren't being done, the gaps in your team that aren't being filled. You step up to the plate. You do what you can do to fill those gaps and to improve. You're adding additional value. You're being proactive in your job. And in your business, same thing, looking for gaps, the things that your customers are looking for, and you're solving their problems. Communicate effectively. So we live in the information age. Learn to communicate with your boss and with your customers in clear and effective manner, as I stumble over my words. And one of the most valuable things of communication is listening. Make sure that you're listening to your customers, you're listening to your boss, you're listening to your coworkers. You're going to learn a lot by listening to other people where you can add value. The communication is all about building relationships and finding places that you can demonstrate your value. As you demonstrate your value, this leads to more opportunities for advancement. Tip number four, build a strong network. Okay, get to know people in your industry. If you're working for a company, get to know the people in your company, get to know other people outside of your company in the industry. Build a network of people, add value to them whenever you can, and just form relationships with them at a personal level. Just, at a human level, just form a relationship with people in your industry. People like to do business with friends. And so if you become friends with people in your industry, opportunities will open. My son-in-law was becoming an app developer, and he formed a club at his school where they would go out and talk to they would invite the local companies that hired the app developers. They would invite those companies to come in and present to them, and they would go out. So he was able to meet many of the presidents and the hiring managers of these companies. And so when he graduated, There was a company that he had been in contact with. The people knew who he was. He knew who they were. They were looking for a senior developer. Well, he's right out of school. He's not a senior developer, but he's like, I'll just give him a call and talk to him. And so he was talking to him. He put in an application, and they thought, we're going to hire this dude. We can make a junior developer work. So they hired him as a junior developer instead of pulling in a senior developer. So you never know what's going to happen. If you make those relationships, things work out. Tip number 5. Make sure that you show your results. Okay? You need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. You need to self-promote. Okay? We don't want you to be arrogant and just obnoxious. But your boss will not know what you've done above and beyond your normal position if you don't kind of just let them know. Just send them an email. Just have a conversation with them. Let them know what projects you're working on and stuff. But many times the bosses are so busy that they don't know what their individual people specifically are doing. They know that you're taking care of your day-to-day stuff, but if you're adding additional value to the company, make sure your boss knows and make sure the management knows. Get comfortable promoting yourself a little bit and find a non-arrogant way to do so. Find a non-arrogant way to promote yourself, but people need to know what you've done. Make sure that you're keeping track of your accomplishments so you can showcase. We talked about letting your boss and your company know, but also showcase, get a portfolio for yourself. Keep track of those things. So if the day comes when you need to shift companies, you can have a portfolio that you can take to your to your interviews or that you can use on your resume to get a job at a different company. And when you're tracking these, if you can use metrics, like I was able to increase sales by 20% in our division, over 18 months. If you have metrics, numbers, that's great. That's powerful. Numbers are powerful for people when you can show them 20% increase over 18 months. I had an input in that and how you played a part of the increase in the sales over 20 months. Increasing the sales over 18 months. Tip number 6. Be a team player. Right? You're on the same team. You want to help your teammates be successful. You want your team to be successful overall. Collaborate on your job. Share information. Be the guy that's always giving and giving. The guy or gal that's always giving and giving. Give your information. Try to be a contributor that's add value to your team, so everybody knows that you are a valuable member of the team. Yeah, share knowledge, contribute positively to your team. Build a workplace culture that is going places, and be the center of that. You don't have to be a boss or a manager to be a leader. You can lead from any position that you are in the company. You just be that person that's always adding value. As you always add value, you will become a leader in your team, no matter what your title says. But speaking of titles, it comes back to the self-promotion. Make sure that your title is reflective of the work that you're doing. So ask your employer to make, if you're adding a lot of value, make sure that your title matches that. So if you ever do need to move companies, you have that title, you have the leadership experience, then you have a title that matches that. So you have the experience and the title. That will help if you move to a different company. And tip number 7, ask for feedback. Have conversations with your coworkers. See what they perceive as your strengths and weaknesses. Have a conversation with your boss. Same thing, strengths and weaknesses. See where you can get feedback where you can improve improve and become more valuable to your company. And if you're running your own business, get feedback from your customers. Ask your customers, how are we doing? Like, what would you want to see? What can we do better? What are we doing good? And make sure you share that with your team. If you're running your own company, share that with your team. Share what we're doing well and share what the customers say we need to improve on. And take that as a challenge in a positive way, that we're going to meet those desires of our desires of our customers. We're going to make our customers happy. We want our customers to always be happy with us, and we're going to give them the best service there is. If you do more than you're paid for, someday you'll get paid for more than you do. Some wise person said that. I can't remember what it was right now. So Zig Ziglar used to say, when you do more than you're paid for, eventually you'll get paid for more than you do. And Jim Rohn would say, my father taught me to always do more than you get paid for as an investment in your future. So if you're doing more than you're getting paid for, eventually that's going to come back to you, and you're going to be paid for more than you do. So there you have it. By gaining additional education and skills, being proactive, communicating effectively, networking and showcasing your results, being a team player, and asking for feedback, you can significantly increase your value and get paid more for the work that you do. Alright, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with someone who could use this advice, and drop a comment below with your tips or experiences on how you add value in your workplace.